Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to when pirates mistook a cargo ship for a warship. Now, this is probably the biggest mistake you can make as a pirate. You know, trying to take control, like possession of a vessel that turns out to belong to, you know, a military, like a national military force. I'm guessing it was probably the US military's warship, which, you know, I mean, these pirates, I imagine, were quickly and, you know, ruthlessly dealt with. You know, I'm sure if they knew it was a warship, these pirates would have gone nowhere near. You wouldn't dare, because you're far outmatched. You know, you are far outmatched. I'm sure the pirates probably had a few weapons on them, but compared to a warship with the cannons it's got and the, you know, missiles and stuff like that, I mean, it's not a competition. It's not going to be competitive if you go up against a warship. So yeah, this video should be super interesting to watch. Let's do it.
26 knots down the Eagle. 106 interval is a Rhino at 5. Good. 207 on flat back,
All right.
course 1 mile. Good. 207 on flat back.
In November of 2011, the Spanish Navy replenishment ship called the Patino departed from Spain for a 5-month deployment to the Indian Ocean.
Ah, so it was a Spanish ship, I see.
This deployment was part of the European Union's counter-piracy mission known as Operation Atalanta, and on its arrival in theatre in December of 2011, the Patino was designated as the fleet flagship, which saw it assume significant command responsibilities within the Atalanta framework. Detailing the role of the flagship, a statement from the EU explains that the flagship exercises command and control of all military forces in the area of operations, and is responsible for the planning, orchestration and execution of tactical military activities, and contributes to the operational planning taking place in the operational headquarters.
Okay.
2 months into its deployment, in mid-January of 2012, the Patino was escorting a cargo ship through the Indian Ocean towards the Somalian capital of Mogadishu.
Yeah, and this region has quite a serious problem with pirates and piracy. Like, I think, wasn't that movie, the one with Tom Hanks, wasn't that set in this region? Or the pirates were from this region, I think? The one where the guy goes, look at me, I am the captain now. That movie.
On the night of the 11th of January, this merchant vessel arrived in the capital and began unloading its valuable cargo, whilst the Patino remained 50 kilometers off the coast, ready to link back up with the cargo ship the next morning. Due to the rough seas and harsh weather conditions, the crew of the Spanish warship expected the night to be relatively quiet in regards to pirate activity, and were thus operating at a reduced level of alertness.
I see.
However, it was at around 0530 local time on the 12th of January that the unexpected happened. The captain of the Patino, Commander Enrique Cabero, recalls that about 45 minutes before sunrise, we were attacked by a group of pirates in a small skiff. It was still dark, and a day of seas so rough we had picked nothing up on our radar, so for us it was a very big surprise.
Oh no.
With sea conditions like these, no one on board would have expected a pirate attack.
I mean, it's quite ballsy of these pirates, you know, they're on a small little skiff, probably nothing compared to the size of the ship, and they thought they could take control of it. Like, it's very ballsy, isn't it?
Silhouetted against the night sky, the Patino appeared to be a slow, unguarded cargo ship that the pirates thought would be an easy target to board and seize. Instead,
As if you would look at this and think, yeah, this is going to be a piece of cake to take control of this. Right?
what they were attacking was a 17,000-ton warship, mounting 2 20mm Oerlikon cannons, at least 2 Sea King helicopters, and with a detachment of around 180 Spanish Marines on board. Unaware of this fact, the pirates pulled their skiff alongside the Patino and threw up their ladder to attach it to the side of the vessel.
Unbelievable.
As they did so, one of the Spanish crewmen, who was on lookout duty at the time, spotted the enemy threat and immediately raised the alarm. At that point, the pirates opened fire from their small craft in the hopes of intimidating what they believed to be the crew of a cargo ship into submission. But almost instantly, they themselves came under heavy fire as the Spanish sailors and marines fought off the attack.
I'm sure as soon as those pirates heard the oncoming fire, they just probably shat themselves. They were thinking, oh my God, what have we done? Today is not going to be our day. I mean, yeah, maybe it's the videos that I've watched about warships and stuff like that, but I would just never look at this and think that this would be something that I could take over. But then again, I'm not a pirate. I don't have that sense of just, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it.
Realising the grave mistake they had made, the pirates scrambled to pull their ladder back into the skiff and hightail it out from the area, with Commander Enrique Cabero continuing. We were now at battle stations. The first job was to find the pirates, which was not easy as their small skiff had no clear radar signal among the big waves. We started to execute a search. It was getting light by now, and as soon as possible we launched a helicopter. Flying out from the Patino, one of our onboard Sea King helicopters searched the immediate vicinity around the warship, and just after 6 minutes, it succeeded in finding the enemy craft, which was manned by 6 pirates. After issuing an order for the enemy personnel to surrender, which was ignored, the Sea King helicopter opened fire on the small skiff, resulting in the pirates dropping their firearms and handing themselves over to the Spanish forces. Thereafter, a rigid inflatable boat was launched to detain the 6 men.
So this was the little skiff, this tiny little thing, and they honestly thought that they could take control of that massive cargo ship. They probably had what, maybe a gun each, maybe. Yeah, just like, and they're probably gonna get because they opened fire on the military ship. They're gonna get heavy sentences, right? Would they get imprisoned in Spain, or would they get handed to the local authorities in Somalia?
Of which 5 had been wounded during the earlier firefight. It was also discovered that a 7th pirate had been present, but he had been killed during the attempted boarding of the Patino, and his body had been thrown into the ocean by his colleagues.
My God.
Reflecting on the incident, Commander Cabero stated that they, the pirates, said it was a mistake. They hadn't meant to attack a warship.
Of course they're going to say that. They'll say anything they can to get away, without punishment.
They had thought it was a merchant vessel with a bridge at the stern. The pirates showed tremendous willingness. It was a day of very rough seas, waves 3 to 4 meters. It was very windy and quite far from the Somali coast. They must have been at sea for more than 3 to 4 days. So, for me, it was impressive that they stayed in these conditions all this time at sea.
Wow, 3 to 4 days at sea. So they probably, were eating food and stuff in that little boat. I mean, yeah, why would you choose this life? Maybe desperation, maybe employment opportunities where they're from are hard to find. I just don't see why you would choose to live that life. Crazy. After being detained, the 6 pirates were transferred to the Patino and treated for any wounds they sustained. They were then flown to Spain to be put on trial. Okay. Of the 6 pirates, 1 was sentenced to 12.5 years, while the other 5 received 8 years. In 2014, these sentences were reviewed and extended to between 13 and 17 years. Damn. Just like that, they've lost, decades of their life. Crazy. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Napoleon. That's a great quote. That is a great quote. What a story. Those pirates, I'm sure, if they could go back and undo what they did, they would. But like I mentioned in the video, it's probably maybe desperation that, made these guys decide to embark on this career choice. Or maybe I'm being too easy on them, I'm sure, because there must be plenty of people in Somalia who do not become pirates. Maybe they become, if they can't find, good employment, maybe they become tradespeople, maybe they sell stuff at markets and stuff like that. Nobody made them become pirates. So I guess by them choosing to do what they did, they have to accept the consequences, which is going to be, 13 to 17 years in prison. Just crazy stuff. That warship, as soon as they knew about the presence of those pirates, they dealt with them quickly and efficiently, as you would expect any, organized military to do. I'm sure this, the whole thing probably took, I'm guessing, less than an hour to deal with. Way less. Once they started, returning fire on the pirates, I'm sure, the pirates, it sounded like they surrendered pretty much immediately, and they tried to flee. I'm sure they were apprehended quite quickly as soon as they got the helicopter in the sky, because, visibility was decent at that point. Great story. I wonder if this has been made into a movie. It wouldn't surprise me at all. What a great story. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.